you haven't run into it yet, you will as you enter the workforce, because that's the way things work now. So our program is that gap. So we don't really require that you have any specific sets of skills coming in, because we provide all of that training for you. What we do require is an interest and desire to learn and explore and to really develop your skills with that. One of the things that sets us apart, we have volunteers like at our hospital. So like I'll speak to my hospital, Kaiser. We have a set of volunteers. They're really easy to see. They have red shirts. But most of the time when you see them, they're going to be door greeters or helping to direct people around the hospital. Where with our program, you are going to be hands-on in various departments throughout the hospital, interacting with staff, doing patient interaction, really getting to experience a day in the life in the hospital versus just watching and observing. So that is one of the key differentiators that really sets us apart, is the doing portion versus the watching portion with that. A big part of our program, as far as what we're looking to develop, is your patient interaction skills. I always say that's probably the hardest part when you're starting off in the program, is you get a lot of access. At my hospital, you get a Vocera, call lights go on. You're walking into that room, obviously introducing yourself first, but you are interacting with those patients without somebody supervising you. And it's kind of in the beginning is like, should I be doing this? And the answer is yes, you should. So you have to learn to develop those skills and push yourself in that direction. You're also interacting with a wide variety of staff members to support the patient experience. That can also be a little bit nerve-wracking as well, because it's fast-paced for a lot of the departments. Depending on the time of day that you're shifting, can have a very different feel with where you're at. And you've got to learn to develop those relationships, get comfortable asking questions, and really start some of those networking skills as well. So those are the two areas that all of our scholars really develop in. I always think it's really fascinating because I'll see my scholars on training day and everybody's terrified. And then, it's 2 to 3 months later, I'm rounding on the floors, checking in with them, and it's like a whole new person because their confidence is so much greater. They've got the flow of things. They know how things work. They found a staff member that's really acting as a mentor to answer questions and help guide them along their path. So a lot of it is, what you put into the program, but we're there every step of the way to help you reach your goals and get what you want out of that. So if you're somebody where you're like, I know I need to do this, but like talking to people is my worst nightmare, we can give you tips and tricks to help get over that. But I'll be honest, if you're going into healthcare, you have to talk to people. That's a big part of the experience. You'll see that those interactions are what make and break patients while you're there. And I always ask my graduating scholars, what really stood out to you, for this? And every time someone will mention what would seem like a very small moment, whether it be taking a heated blanket or a juice box or just sitting with somebody, and they're like, I could tell that 5 minutes meant the world to this one person. And it's something where without our health scholars on site, those moments go unspoken and they don't happen because your staff's really busy, where our health scholars are our patient care ambassadors on our floors. A really cute moment was I had somebody that was shifting in our family-centered care, and on their way out, the new dad actually wanted a picture of our scholar wheeling the family out with the new baby and the mom, because they wanted the scholar to be captured in their memories because they made a difference for them. So those are a few moments. I could talk for 12 hours on just the little Our goal is always to get you in your top 2. Some are a little bit harder than others based on popularity, but that's our goal. And then with that, each rotation, you can keep exploring. You can choose to stay in the same spot. You can go backwards. It's really what you want to get out of that. So that is also something I really like to stress, is that if you have a specific direction and goal, let us know. We'll help work to get you there. But keep in mind that you may find out that there are things that you're really drawn to that you weren't aware that you would be drawn to. A good example is I have a leader on my membership team. He's applying to med school, and he's like, originally I really wanted to do surgery. He's like, that is all I wanted to do. That's all I wanted to do for a long time. But from his time in the program, he's like, I actually really enjoy the interaction side of things. So he may be changing directions to internal medicine. He's still not sure, but he's like, I never in a million years would have thought that that would be a journey for me. The same side is maybe you're dead set on being a nurse, and you get in that first rotation, and you're like, I actually don't do bodily fluids, and now I have a problem because I've got to change a whole new direction. There's still other options in healthcare that you can pursue, so I have that happen probably every rotation. We have a nursing administration track at most of our hospitals that you can switch over to, so it's not necessarily direct patient care, but still keeps you in the healthcare system, and you can try some different areas to see if maybe that's of interest for you. So there's a lot of different directions, but every single person that graduates leaves and they're like, there's a whole wide variety of jobs in healthcare that I didn't know existed that go into getting a patient well and back out the door. And because TV shows you a doctor, they show you a nurse, maybe a CNA sometimes, but there's a whole team that makes this happen with that. Yeah?
You want me to just show the computer screen and just have it like that?
It's okay. I'll keep going, then we'll go back to the slides and take a look. So with our Health Scholar program track, we have a couple different tracks that you can sign up to. We'll get the visual up in a bit to help you see it. We do a 15-month track all the way down to a 3-month track. The 15-month track is the most popular. If I were you, I'd be like, that sounds really scary. That's a long period of time to commit to on top of school. But it's the easiest to balance with your school obligations because a lot of you are doing research, you're working part-time jobs, you're in school full-time, you're in clubs, thankfully, so a lot pops up. But we also have a lot of scholars that are like, okay, I have the summer off, I want to knock out all my hours and get through this, so the 3-month track is great for the summer for them. The 15-month track, what you do is you commit to 4 4-hour shifts per month for those 15 months. And the way it works is all of our shifts open up a month at a time. It's first come, first serve for sign up, and then you get to build your own schedule with that. So it's completely up to you to plan your month out where this works. Most of our departments are open as early as 6:30 in the morning and run as late as 10:30 at night. And we're open 7 days a week. So it's pretty easy there. You can schedule double shifts. So if you're like, I just want to come in every other week and knock out my shifts, you have that flexibility. The other thing too is once you have been with us for 3 months in the program, you can apply for what we call leave of absence and take a break from shifting for up to 110 days without needing to be retrained. So if you're not local or you have some vacation